So there is the dried milk on top. So far I have made 2 of these. Even if I were to use all of the dried fruit, that would be 6. And altogether this was all $13. What is up, friends? My name is Laura. If you've never visited my YouTube channel before, welcome. Many of you know I love backpacking all around the world, and that is why today I'm going to be bringing you 4 great, easy ideas that you can be making or purchasing so that you can have a great breakfast while you're backpacking. 2 of which I'm going to be going through pretty quickly. 1, I'm just giving you a great, easy suggestion, and the final one is going to be my favorite thing that only requires 4 different ingredients and you can make from home for very affordable. First thing is going to be purchasing something like this. My favorite brand of kind of just pre-made items is Mountain House. I have these already because I purchased a large bucket which included like different meals and then included some breakfast, and I just didn't happen to use the breakfast yet. So this one's granola. It includes milk, berries, and dried fruit. So it's a great, like, easy thing. You literally just add water, and the thing that I like about Mountain House is that it only takes normally like 8 to 10 minutes to actually cook once you put the hot water in there. You literally just add hot water, zip it back up, wait for it, and they're normally very good. I wouldn't say the most healthy thing in the world, but they honestly are quite good. The negatives about them, they typically run anywhere from $9 to like $12, and that even includes if you're getting them in the bucket. And I'll make sure to link anything that I do have below that I can find on Amazon. There are a lot of different brands that you can be getting. Another one that's very popular is Backcountry. There are also like just tons. Just go onto something like Amazon and search, you know, backpacking meals or pre-made meals for backpacking, anything like that. A million will come up for you. And if you're looking specifically for breakfast, it will be very easy to find. The second one that I'm going to talk about is just something like oatmeal. And I will say some other things about oatmeal, but there's really only 150 calories. And if you're, if you're putting out, almost 10,000 calories perhaps when you're backpacking that day, you definitely want more than just oatmeal. So perhaps you can do, 2 packs of oatmeal. If I just have 1 pack of oatmeal, it typically will not last me until lunch, especially if I'm having like a big backpacking day. I will typically add something like peanut butter, or like I'm saying, I will have 2 of these, or I will add something like dried fruit. And if you're going for a very big backpacking trip, or if you're doing, something like a thru hike, these will definitely save as well, because this is probably like a year old. The third thing that I just quickly want to throw in there is just something honestly like a peanut butter and jam sandwich. And this sounds silly, but especially if you're on a budget, you take, some good old peanut butter and some jam, put them between some bread, and you're good to go. One thing, quick pro tip is if you want it not to get too soggy, especially if you're kind of making it ahead of time and you're maybe going to be bringing it out on the trail in a Ziploc bag, make sure you put peanut butter, jam, peanut butter, and it will prevent your bread from getting soggy. The fourth thing, and the main thing that I'm actually here for the video for, is going to be something like this. And this is typically what I will make myself for breakfast. And I'm actually going to go through with you exactly how to do this. So this has 4 different ingredients. And it's honestly awesome and way cheaper. So I can buy it in bulk, and honestly, the ingredients will save, so it will save for my next backpacking meal. I'm going on backpacking in a few days here, so make sure you subscribe so you make sure to check that video out once I'm done, and I will make sure to show you these as I'm eating them. Good thing about something like this is you can try it once, like you can try my specific recipe, but what's really cool is just that you can make it your own. You can add more berries, you can add more granola, you can add whatever you want, and then you can kind of make it your own, or you can make different ones. So one has this kind of dried fruit, in which I do. I like different dried fruit or different kinds of granola, and that just makes it a little bit different for every day. Last year I did Aconcagua, which was like the tallest peak in South America, and this is literally what I had almost every single morning for breakfast for almost 3 weeks. And it honestly was very filling. It's good for like not too many calories, but it definitely is about 500 to 600 calories, which is what you should be looking for when you're backpacking. So this is literally all you're going to need in order to make this, and it honestly is really delicious, and it's going to taste very similar to that granola from Mountain House. So I wasn't really able to create any kind of setup there that was easy for you to see in my kitchen, so I brought all the ingredients over here. So I'm just gonna tell you a little bit about each thing, and I got all of these things from Walmart just so that they were nice and cheap, especially because I'm talking about, breakfast on a budget. But the first thing is gonna be crunchy honey oats. I always like kind of more honey oats, a little bit more sweet and delicious, but something like, I like having just kind of like a bit of flakes. I know sometimes in the past I've just purchased like normal Frosted Flakes or normal regular flakes or anything like that. I just found this is good because it kind of also has the little clumps there. And then I also in the past have purchased like this, but it also has dried fruit. So you kind of can like mix and match there, but this is just kind of like a good base staple. I also want to write down all of the prices for you as I was going shopping today. So this was $1.87 for this entire thing. The second thing that I like to add is just a granola. My stomach actually sometimes gets upset with granola, so I don't actually like to add too much granola. If you're a big granola lover, I honestly might even recommend just having granola or granola and berries or anything like that. But just having some sort of plain granola, I think really just adds a nice little crunch in there, and it's always delicious. This one, since it's more of a name brand, it was $3.97. I always think it tastes good with some sort of dried fruit or, you know, just any kind of dried anything, just anything to do with fruit. Always I feel like makes it taste better. I liked, and normally I've picked up just different, you know, apricots and that kind of stuff. I saw this today and it looked different and it's more freeze dried, but I liked it just because it was a variety pack, and then it just makes all of them different. And since I'm just going for 4 days, I don't need too much variety, but this would make it, you know, different basically every single morning. Each of them also are individual, so that will be nice because each of them I can do for every day. And then there are 6 within it, so that makes it really nice. And this was $4.97. Finally, you need some dry milk. So you will, I just grabbed this, of course. It was $2.97, and it comes with 3 of like these packets here. And then I literally will just be opening them and putting them straight in as is. And I will tell you a little bit more about the actual cooking process later. So the very first step is just to get some sort of Ziploc bag. Hopefully you have some lying around your house, or make sure you go and pick some up. Open that up, and then I literally added, and like I'm saying, you can switch this up, or if you want to make more because there's 2 of you going or anything like that, definitely. So I added exactly 1 cup of this. So there we go, that's exactly 1 cup. I also went ahead and added 1 cup of the granola. So that is them combined right now, so 1 cup each. I went ahead and chose a random one, so I'm gonna go banana and strawberry for this one. So I literally am just opening it up and then just dumping it in, as so. Which it honestly gives it kind of like the perfect amount for that meal, which I really like. Finally, I'm going to grab some of my dry milk, and I will say this, there also was like non-fat at the store too, and I'm going to add around 3 to 4 tablespoons of this dried milk. So there is the dried milk on top. A lot of times I'll like to just honestly, so that I make sure I didn't like miss anything, or just take a second look in there, especially if you're doing like a ton, and then I'll shake it around. I don't know, maybe it's my OCD or something. Make sure that you take the air out just for saving space. And then a couple of things, like you could, you know, like I could label it, which it makes it really nice, you know, it'll go on easily with a Sharpie. I have in the past, you know, just put in a little piece of tape so that they're just easy to stack. I mean, for this trip, I'll honestly just have it in like that, just nice and easy. So when I actually go to eat it, make sure, of course, you are drinking water that is drinkable. But for the most part, of course, you're going to want to use a water filter. I will link mine below that I've used in the past. But I will literally, either it can be, you know, cold if you've already filtered it, or you can even, I've added warm water, not a big deal. So I normally will actually just pour it into the cup that I will be using, or the bowl or anything like that, and then just add the water, you know, like you were making a bowl of cereal. Which of course that will normally be around, you know, 2 cups. So far I have made 2 of these. Even if I were to use all of the dried fruit, that would be 6. And altogether this was all $13. And this will probably make, I mean, it would make 6 meals if I'm only using the dried fruit, but I will have leftover of the cereal items for another day. I hope that you did like this video. Make sure you hit that subscribe button so that you don't miss any of my future hiking and life adventures all around the world. I would love to hear what your favorite breakfast item is when you are backpacking. Make sure you comment that below, and maybe you'll give me some ideas in the future. So thanks so much for watching, guys. Keep living life. Bye.